Hello, people. Right. I'm going to say something real quick. Yeah. This is the first YouTube video that I've uploaded, and people who know me know that I'm an absolute lover of the game of football. Yeah. I'm a football fan first and foremost. Before I get into what team I support and all of that stuff, I'm just going to here to tell you that I love the game of football. Football first. I know quite a bit about football. I've played at a decent level in my time. Not so much now because I'm an old bastard now. But I've played football. I've played football at a decent level, semi-professional, not professional, but at a high level at semi-professional before. So I've been paid a little bit of change to play the game of football. So I have a decent level and understanding of the game. Not to mention that I've watched football for 30 years at least. So let's say I know a little bit about the game of football. Now, next thing is just to let you all know that my choice of football club is Manchester United Football Club. Yeah. So that comes with its own set of issues altogether. Over the last 30 years, there's been a lot of goods. There's been a lot of good times, but over the last 10 years, I'd say, last 8 years. Sorry, I should say, since we last won the title, it's been nothing but a shit show, in my personal opinion. Now, what's caused me to upload my first video after people have been telling me time and time and time to do this is that I've just simply had enough. I've simply had enough of the way the football club is being run. It's absolutely atrocious, and the management setup is nothing short of amateur. To be honest with you, it's Sunday league level at best. Sunday league level at best. You know the nepotism inside of the club and the management is at an all-time high. I've never seen so many people who have got into a position because they know the person who's hiring them. Because when you look at all of the assignments and all of the employments that have happened over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure, it's all based on the fact that he's worked with them before or he knows them personally. It's got nothing to do with the credentials that they have. It's got nothing to do with the fact that they're the best person for the job. And in any walk of life and in any level of employment, whether you are, whether you're a binman, whether you work in an office, whether you work whether you work in the production line in a factory, yeah, you have to be suitable for the job, no matter what level that may be. You have to be suitable to get the role. Now, you won't get a role based on anything else other than your suitability to work in that environment. Now, there are employment positions and there are jobs out there that you can get because you know somebody who's currently working in the company that you want to get employed for, and that person has the power to bring you in based on the fact that you just know them. And these jobs are fast food restaurants, i.e., McDonald's, KFC, a bar, possibly a pub or a club, something like that. Something of that level. Yeah, you can get in based on, I know my man down the road, and I need a job. So he's the manager, and he can get me in there. He can pull a few strings and can get me in there. From looking at the Man United coaching staff and looking at the staff that we have at the club in a minute, that is exactly how it looks like the criteria is at the minute for how how the members of staff are being chosen. It's not chosen based on qualifications. It's not chosen based on experience. It's chosen purely because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has worked with these people and has good personal relationships with these people. Nothing to do with their ability to do the role that they've been asked to do. Now, I'm gonna go and talk about the Leicester game yesterday. Now, the Leicester game yesterday was a prime example of a manager that has run out of ideas and run out of clues on how to bring this team forward. You even have players now, i.e. Paul Pogba, that have come out and said that these type of results have been happening for a very long time. We still don't know what the problem is, he said, but we have to figure it out. Something needs to change, are the words that he used. Now, in the whole tenure of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I have never heard him use that kind of language. Oh, and he also said that we deserved to lose. Paul Pogba also said that we deserved to lose, which is a totally different energy and a totally different thing, different from what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said in the post-match press conference. The fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said things like, what do we need to do out there? Do we need more legs? He's asking the media this after losing 4-2 to Leicester at King Power Stadium. He's come out and asked the journalist, or maybe it's a rhetorical question, but in his mind, he doesn't have the answer, which is damning in itself. And it's quite laughable, really, that after 3 years, he's unsure of why this keeps happening. And it's one of many exhibits of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's ineptness of coaching these bunch of players, because these bunch of players, I'll tell you what, I know people may have said it in the past, and people are saying it now, that this is the best Manchester United squad since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And I tend to agree with all of these people who say this, because you don't have the talent that we have. You don't have Mason Greenwood. You don't have Edison Cavani. You don't have Cristiano Ronaldo. You don't have Jadon Sancho. You don't have Anthony Martial. You don't have Paul Pogba. You don't have Donny van der Beek. You don't have Raphael Varane. All of these players are at your disposal, and you lose to Leicester 4-2 at a whimper. Look at all the players that I just mentioned. Look at all the players that I just mentioned there, right there. And you tell me that any manager with half a brain cell can't figure out how to beat Leicester. Leicester, who have been poor this season so far. I think they've only had 2 wins. I think they only had 2 wins before they played us yesterday. 2 wins. And we go and lose 4-2 to that team with the abundance of talent that we do have. And I'm sure there's players that I'm missing. That I'm, out of all the players that I mentioned, I'm sure there's even more that I'm missing that should tell you that we have a more than enough competent squad to be beating Leicester. Now, sorry, forgive me for this, because I'm just going off the top right here now. This is therapy for me right now, because in my household, I have 2 women here at the minute, and they don't know anything about football, so I have to vent somehow. Yeah, I have a group chat and things like that where the man them can talk, and we talk about these things. But because I'm a fan of Manchester United Football Club, this kind of stuff preys on my mind a fair amount. You get me? So yeah, this is why, this is one of many reasons why I thought I'd start making these videos. Now, okay, going back to the game. Now, Brendan Rodgers in the post press conference basically broke down what happened during the game from a tactical sense. He basically said that the midfield weren't pressing, that the Manchester United midfield wasn't pressing, so it made it easy for us to impose ourselves on the defence. He said that we broke the lines. Because they weren't pressing, we were able to break the lines and get the ball forward into certain positions that they could affect the game because they weren't being pressed from the front by us. Yeah, very simple, elementary. Yeah. Now, a manager with that kind of insight, and that's basic, by the way, that's basic insight into how a game goes and how you can dictate a game. That's basic what he's just explained. And with that basic level knowledge, if he was in our dugout, he would have been able to see that and put a stop to it and fixed it and probably won quite handily. But that goes down to what level of management and coaching that we have. It's near to non-existent what we have, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's getting to a point where it's just not good enough. It hasn't been for some time. It hasn't been good enough for some time. And my day that I decided that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and this management wasn't good enough was, I think it might have been January the 18th, 2020, when we were at home to Burnley and we lost 2-0. I was at that game, by the way, and the moment, I think it was Jay Rodriguez hit the second goal, I kind of looked up at the sky and I looked up at the roof, and the roof was leaking. Yeah, the roof was leaking at the stadium the whole time, and it was raining quite badly, and the roof was leaking, and I'd never felt so bad as a Manchester United fan in that precise moment, and at that precise moment, I decided that this regime, it's not it. It needs to change. From then on, I was like, nah, this guy needs to go. This guy needs to go. Anyway, we move on to the game on Wednesday at home to Atalanta, good Italian side who play possession football. They keep the ball really well. They have patterns of play. I don't think they've lost many times this season. And I think I watched them, I think it might have been last season where they, I don't think they beat Real Madrid, but they literally played them off the park in terms of, the way they were passing the ball and moving the ball around. Now, if that Atalanta turns up on Wednesday to Old Trafford, we're going to have some serious problems. We're going to have some absolute serious problems when they arrive, when they turn up, because we have, out of 2 games, we have 3 points, and we just about managed to get those 3 points from Villarreal, because they deserved more than what they got out of that game. To be honest with you, we were very lucky in that game, and we've been lucky every win that we've had this season, barring Leeds and a little bit of Newcastle. We've been lucky with our wins this season. Very lucky. And we shouldn't be saying this about Manchester United team at all. With the abundance of talent that we have, it shouldn't be this way at all. Yeah, so, I'm not going to talk too much about what I think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm not going to talk too much anymore about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this video. I might come with a bit more structure in the next video. This is just me venting, basically me talking about how I'm feeling today after sitting on the result from yesterday. I'm going to be making more of these videos. For those who want to listen, they can. If you don't, then don't. It don't really matter. I'm doing this for me, and it's therapy for me. Why I'm doing this, because, like I said, I don't really have the people at home to really dissect this and talk about this. I could talk about this with the man them, but I'm not with the man them all the time. So at times where I feel like I need to talk about this, then I'll use this platform to do so, basically. So for those that listened, thank you. And I hope you continue to listen, but if you don't, that's fine as well. So thank you for listening. I do plan to make more videos going forward, getting more in depth about why I feel, how I feel that Man United could be playing and how Man United should be playing with the talent that we do have. So thanks, guys, for listening. I'm just going to end it there. It's been over 15 minutes in. If I talk anymore, I'm going to waffle because I haven't got the structure right now. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks, guys. Anyway, layers.